Yo, what is going on, people? Welcome to the first episode of the AFC Agenda. My name is Naber. I am here with Kerr. What's going on, bro?
Good, brother.
Good. I'm here with the one and only Miss Colleen. How are you?
I'm good. World Cup has started. I'm ready to get this football season going.
Exactly. And we have here JR. What is going on, bro?
I'm well, bro. I'm well.
You looking well, man?
As always.
Yeah. So obviously, if people will remember Jermaine, obviously from the JR Laguna podcast, but you've got you've changed your trim now.
I've cut my hair, man. I thought it's time for a new me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It looks good, bro.
Thank you.
It looks good.
I know usually you're a hater, so I appreciate it.
No, I'm appreciating it.
It's coming a little bit later.
Yeah, have you noticed?
It's
early warm.
In 2 minutes.
Clean, I love that. It's coming, but we'll wait.
That goes for all of you.
Yeah. Now, listen, we have got quite a few topics to get through for the first episode. Don't forget to like, share, and make sure, we do all that good stuff. All right, let's kick off, because I think we need to kick off with the first topic, because I think all three of you have got a lot to say about this. You've been extremely vocal on all different platforms. And to be fair, I found myself on quite a few occasions defending our manager, Mikel Arteta.
Rewind.
I tried it.
There's no lies. There's no lies here. And I think we need to start with... I think we need to start with the biggest culprit here, and it's Colleen now. Because she's been running her mouth for a good 18 months. But no, the first topic that we want to discuss...
Truth will set you free.
Is it time for Arsenal fans to apologise to Mikel Arteta? Is it time to apologise to Arteta if you were a doubter? Colleen, this is probably going to take half an hour for your apology, but what do you think?
Listen, I don't know what you're talking about at all, but I don't think anyone actually needs to make an apology, to be honest with you. I think the football at the beginning of last season, you can use the COVID excuse. It's an excuse, but it was valid, but it was still an excuse. And the way we bottled top four, even if we weren't expecting to be in that position, we did find ourselves there. And I think criticism was fine. There was no problem with criticism or doubting him. When we didn't reach top four, I was thinking, maybe he's not the guy. I don't think anyone...
At the end of last season?
I was like...
Colleen, I'm glad you kind of come... because you know what? I'm not going to lie. Where you were going with that explanation, I thought that your nose was going a bit. I was like, Colleen, I didn't remember you saying this. But okay, so we've got to the truth in the end. He wasn't the guy. All right.
But I don't think anyone could have predicted the turnaround that is this season so far. We're only not even halfway through it yet. So touch wood, we'll see how it goes. But... with the way it's gone from now, I think we can praise him and be like, wow, like no one saw this kind of transformation in that short space of time. But apology for who? The football was dire at some point. I know there was a big cultural change that needs to happen, and I know a lot of players had to come and go. But at times we shouldn't have bottled top four, and the way we played last season, sometimes in moments wasn't great, even with the players we had available. So no apology from me. But I love Zaddy Tedder. I was never him.
What did you
fully
call
out. Zaddy Arteta. With that perfect hair.
We're going to a
He's
place
lush.
that I
He's
know
lush.
Jermaine feels the same way, but Jermaine, at least let Colleen. That's Colleen's man, isn't it? Let her claim the man.
Joins Unai.
But it's very interesting. So Colleen's saying that he wasn't the man for the job at the end of the season, but then she's filled it with everything else.
Questions could have, I think if you were criticising him at the end of last season, I think the criticism was just. Because the way we collapsed, doesn't matter what team it is, we need a point from 3 games or something. Yeah. Come on.
No, yeah,
that form is like Burnley form at the end of the season.
It was very painful. All right, JR, what are you? Is it time for you? Are you one of these gooners that have to apologise to Arteta?
Yeah, firstly, I'd like to say that.
Statement,
I was always the guy that backed Arteta. I was
you
guy
were,
that never changed.
you were.
I always said trust the process. I think now we're seeing that trust the process is not just words. There's truth and meaning behind it.
Yeah.
I think end of last season, we did fail to get top 4, but I think that was down to the issue of not getting any signings in January. I think that affected us. But what I like about this Arteta, he's getting the best out of the players. For a long time now, we've been asking questions in regard to players like Xhaka. Where does he play? What's his best position? What does he actually do? you know, and I think he's got the best by moving him further forward in that number 8 role. I think he's got the best out of him. Everyone was talking about getting Tielemans at the beginning of the season, and I think Xhaka's like proven that he is that guy for that position. You know, Tielemans would be coming in for me personally as a squad player, you know, to add something more to the team. There's still questions to be answered. I mean, I feel like Arteta has been slightly lucky as well in terms of the fact that there's players like Saliba, wasn't his player. You know, he shipped him out as well. Didn't really see the value in someone like Saliba for me personally.
But would you say that, but how can you say, just questioning you, how can you say Arteta's been lucky? This is Arsenal's best ever Premier League start.
Why?
I don't think that's down to luck.
Do you know why? Because I think without Saliba, we wouldn't be in this position. I think we would, personally, I think we'd be doing well, but I don't think we would be in top position. Like the performances I've seen from that guy have been tremendous.
But then Arteta would argue he's the one who sent him out on loan to make him get to this level now. That could be an argument he would make.
Away from all the
yeah,
things.
but I don't think. I think by shipping him out on loan, I just don't think that he really had the faith in him. And spending 50 million on Ben White to kind of replace him, you know, I think that showed that he wasn't too sure about Saliba. But Saliba's come in and he's proven that he is that guy. And then obviously now Ben White's been shipped out to the right. So I think there's been an element of luck with Arteta, if I'm honest with you. Even with Emile Smith-Rowe for last season, you know, he came in against Chelsea, and before then he wasn't really in Arteta's plans, if I'm honest with you. But what I would say, players like Xhaka and is it Martinelli as well, he's shown that he's been patient with Martinelli, and I like that. And he's added another dimension to Martinelli's game. And I respect that from Arteta. So it's shown that we needed to be patient with him, which we have been. And we're gaining the fruits now. But can he get us over that line? Last season, you know, we were going to get top 4, and towards the end we faltered, you know. So
I think you made some valid points. Before we come to Kerr, one thing I would say though in regards to your Saliba, in pre-season, I think Arteta definitely set his stall out on him because there were question marks whether he liked him or whether he didn't. I agree with Colleen that sometimes at his young age, obviously there was a lot of upheaval with, you know, the rumours of Aubameyang, you know, his disciplinary record. So, you know, for a young player to be seeing that sort of turmoil, you know, the captain gets banished. For a young player, it's not really good to see. So he has gone away to France. He's been playing first team football, which has been good. I think we have to give Arteta credit for the Saliba because in pre-season, he could have stuck to his guns and said, do you know what? I sent him out on loan, but now I'm starting pre-season. I'm not going to start him. I'm going to start Ben White because I'm trying to prove to people that I was right. Yeah. And what happened? He had a couple of training sessions and Saliba was centre back and Ben White was moved to right back.
Facts.
That was the moment for me when I thought, you know what, I might have to back this guy because I've been banging on the drum about Saliba and he could have been stubborn.
That's true.
I didn't agree with everything with Aubameyang. I know I've made that very clear with you guys. But he could have again said, no, I was right about Saliba and I'm going to force Ben White down your throat. But he said, no, you were my centre back, Ben White. You're going to have to hold right back now. I'm sorry, this kid is that good.
He makes tough decisions.
Even though I spent 50 million.
Even though. And to do that, that just goes to show that he's watched this and thought, nah, he's a better centre back.
Yeah.
And Ben White. So I'll give him credit for that. Kurt, you were also on the dark side. You were bending. You were large.
There was time I was questioning.
Big pause.
Large pause. But last season you were Luke Skywalker at the beginning, and then you and Colleen, I could see slowly you started coming to the Sith. You wanted him out.
I started asking questions. I did start asking questions at certain games. For me, it was more the games against, it was the Palace, Southampton thingy collapse.
Painful.
More than the Newcastle, Spurs, and whoever last couple of games at the end of the season that we didn't manage to get over the line. That was where I was more disappointed. But even so, we all saw signs of good things, but at the same time, as Arsenal fans, I don't think anyone's right or wrong in this. If I'm being completely honest, like,
thank God for that.
no, I'm being honest.
You've got a lot of people out of jail.
Because look, I just feel like, look, no matter what side of the fence you sat on, yeah, I feel like you've got a valid reason for that. And the reason for that is our club ain't been where it's meant to be in the last 15 years.
Yeah, we've been frustrated.
Like, literally, like we've seen it all, innit? Like we've gone from literally being invincibles. Look at the decline. We've gone from being invincible to literally nothing.
Yeah.
Odd FA Cups 10 years later. Like that fall from grace. If you at the end of that invincible season, if you'd have said we're waiting until 20 years before you win the next title,
Or the
Yeah,
chosen new team.
what would any of us have said?
I definitely wouldn't have believed that.
Not a chance. Not a chance. So, and when you look at the ups and downs, the amount of revamps we've tried to do, the youth projects, what one was this? We was all saying at the beginning, is this 3.0 or whatever? We had the Cesc era with the Nasris, them young players. Then we had the British core of the Wilsheres and Oxlade and whatnot. Tried that, see that crumble, and all end up, dismantling. And now we're seeing it start again. And then obviously we've got a manager as well on top of that who hasn't got a proven track record. He hasn't got he's not a Mourinho, a Pep, someone like that who Conte or whatever, who we've seen go to a club, whatever position they're in, and completely change their fortunes and whatnot. We have not seen that from Arteta. So to know the challenge we knew that he had in front of him, look at his CV and think, how do we know you've got the minerals for this? So the whole time we've had to question him because we've seen the last 15 years, as I said, bad decision. When they then hired Arteta, it was, this is rather going to be a masterstroke or it's going to completely crash and burn. And it's going to be another one of those moments where we're saying, is this the ball and that messing up again?
Yeah.
And we're going to have to start this process again? Or, hang on, is there actually something in this? And I think gradually, and I feel like last season we started to see it more, the shift,
Yeah.
And I feel like at the end of the season, we did start questioning because we actually started to believe again a little bit that we could do it. We could be back in there. We could compete. We could be in the top four. And then we thought, get in the Champions League. And we could see the vision after that. It was like, we get there, the players we can attract, we just started thinking like we could kick on here.
This feels like a passionate monologue before you say sorry.
Yeah.
I feel like this is what it feels like.
I'm not even going to say sorry, and that's the point.
I don't know.
It's literally, we've all gone through all of that up and down, all that. So of course, we've all been fractured, we've all things. But I feel like now we're coming to a point, especially the way we've started this season, where I just feel like, look, Arteta's been saying there's going to be a point in this, process where it goes bang. And I just feel like the way we've started, even pre-season, we could see the shoots and we was like, look, it's early. It's pre-season. Let's not get
Look
excited.
good though.
Yeah.
But we were looking good.
Yeah.
And then the season started. It was a Friday night against Palace. We was all sitting there thinking, we had fresh in our memory Brentford. Friday night, start of the season, we're all thinking, oh my gosh, how ready did we look? I just thought, wow. And every game from then, even the Man United game, I felt personally, we should have won that game.
Yeah, definitely.
A little bit of naivety where Arteta, once we kind of wrestled the ascendancy in the game and we was on their next, it was like he wanted to just go for it. But I feel like we already had the team on the pitch at that time. If we should have seen that out for another 10 minutes or whatever and see how it went. But
I think I'm gonna have to, in regards to no one should apologize. I'm gonna hold on to that. Let that.
no,
part
bro, we shouldn't because we've all all had a reason to doubt it.
Just to get me
You
off.
had-
I feel like
you need to explain, bro. 'Cause you were the biggest doubt of Arteta. To be
Wow,
fair.
Yeah, come on,
Jermaine.
let's
I'm
not let him
coming
off the
for
hook
you,
now.
bro. Nah, yeah,
We got
let's go
receipts for
straight
you,
in.
bro.
Jermaine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We got
you were
receipts
happy
for
when
you.
we were filming them. But anyway,
We got receipts for you.
I was waiting for that.
no. To be honest, Killeen made a very valid point that
You agreed with me twice.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. But in regards to when there's a change and there's a process, it is going to be painful. It's not going to be easy. I've got a few Chelsea fans at the moment that are a bit unsure about Potter. Potter, as you know, I've made clear, I really like him as a manager. But when you have to rip something up and you're used to a particular level of, football, and then now you're going to have to get teething problems. You might start losing the odd games. You're not going to be consistent just to get to where the manager wants to be. It's very painful. I'll be honest, it was very toxic. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
Before, I think just at the end of Emery, I was thinking it was Ancelotti. Ancelotti, resigned from Napoli. I'm watching Sky Sports News. I think we're going to get Ancelotti. So in my mind, I'm thinking this is amazing. I saw Sky Sports News. They're outside Arteta's house. I nearly cried. I did. I'll be honest with you. Because I like Mikel, but the fact is Arsenal is a huge club. And you can't just walk into that club as a novice as such.
Do you have to show, do you have to show respect to the Kroenkes here, showing that faith in Arteta to go and get him? And also at the end of the season, a lot of people were saying, he's not good enough. Over the 3 years, there's been a lot of people saying he's not good enough, but they've stuck with him.
I'll be honest with you. Look, it's worked out so far. We'll wait until what happens at the end of the season. However, everybody collectively you have to give props to, and that's including the fans as well, because there's one thing, it was very vicious, it was very negative, and that's the one thing with Arsenal fans. We argue all the time. We don't get along sometimes. We don't agree, but we all just wanted to see Arsenal compete. Everybody from the board to us, this is what we wanted to see. So we have to give credit there. I do believe if he was at another club, he maybe would not be.
He wouldn't get the time, would he?
At that time.
Yeah.
But he has done. So in regards to apologising to Arteta, he's proved quite a few people wrong once you're given time. But the key thing for me, last season, you're right, at the end of the season, I was disappointed. Not so much the last couple of games, but it was that 3-game stint where we lost to Brighton, Southampton. I looked at that, and then when I watched the documentary, and Arteta just said, shut your mouths. That moment there, I thought, you know what, yeah?
He was talking to you.
Probably me.
He was like, I've heard your podcast. He was like,
shut your mouth.
Shut up.
As soon as I heard him, I thought, nah, this guy's got the fear factor. Because I thought he's going in there being, laughing. When I saw that, I thought, okay, this guy is generally disappointed. But it was the summer for me. For me, it's the summer. I said it. The contract got signed. I was a bit iffy. When Jesus was signed...
Without Europa,
so
no Champions
big
League.
up for Edu because he worked on that deal. Once that deal was signed, I thought, okay, he did say we need some different characters. So Jesus came in. Then on my birthday, Zinchenko got signed. I thought, hold on a second.
Big signing.
Because a lot of people trying to talk it down, but nobody would have said no to those signings. Saliba got moved to centre back, and then Ben White right back. I said, hold on a second. Do you know what?
He's creating something.
Yeah, he's creating something. Obviously, Xhaka has been a revelation. Let's just be real.
Yep.
Colleen wanted him out. Don't try to... Colleen.
Right, this guy.
Colleen.
This guy.
Do you know what? You sound like a typical man just gaslighting me. This is fake news. The biggest fake news.
Listen, I'm looking at this guy and being honest. Colleen wanted him out. I tried to defend
Ain't
Xhaka.
no one trusting no light-skinned man. So let's keep this
Ooh,
flipping.
yeah. but the good thing is, one thing just to wrap it up though on this topic is the fact that we're all smiling.
We're all aligned.
We're all aligned. There's a lot of doubters saying that we won't do this, we won't win the league, we won't finish top 4, we're going to fall out. But there's a good feeling back at Arsenal.
Emirates Stadium, yeah.
So, big up Arteta for that.
One last thing, can I just say, where do you think we can finish? Like, where do you guys think we can finish?
We're finishing first, baby.
First, yeah?
I've
We're going
got
all
my
the way.
spot booked in N5. I've been saying this from the
jeez.
beginning of the season.
Okay, say no
I
more.
will be there. And I expect to see a trophy walk past me.
Okay. Say no more.
It could be nothing, but I'm expecting a trophy.
The target is still top 4.
Yeah.
However, I've had arguments with Arsenal fans that are saying we're in the title race and stuff. And what I don't want to do is, it is a young squad, it is a hungry squad. What I don't want to do is start putting these pressures on the team, because I've noticed other clubs, they're trying to be cheeky. Oh yeah, you guys should really win the league, and I know what you're doing. It's very disingenuous.
Come on,
so I know what you're doing.
That's
The
their
target,
way of dodging giving us credit now.
of course, the target is top 4. Colleen, we all want to believe. Let's wait and see. After January,
I know, right.
I hope you are. January, that's a tough month. After we get through that, then ask me again, and then
Injuries.
Yeah, because how we get through that month, along with if we can reinforce the squad with, like a midfielder that can
And a winger.
rotate with like a party, something like that. And someone who can rotate in that forward line.
And we'll see.
And if
Well,
we can add that,
we're top of the league and going into the World Cup.
Exactly.
So we can't complain.
Exactly.
Here we are,
That's the
World
best
Cup.
start
Not at all.
in the Premier League history.
Yeah.
I can't ask for that.
Yeah.
That's how you're supposed to prove me wrong. You know what I mean?
Better than the Invincibles. Go on.
and even the
Ooh.
games we dropped points in,
We
could have done better.
We could
in.
have.
So
All
I
right.
can't complain.
Colleen did mention the World Cup.
Great segue.
And we are here in Qatar 2022. And I just wanted to branch out. I know you guys know a lot about Arsenal. Of course you do, because of the name of the podcast, and we're all here. But Jermaine, I think you used to be a Man United fan. Before I haven't quite will confirm that, guys. I'll confirm.
This is the same
I need to
guy.
ask a few people.
This is the guy that said I used to walk about calling myself Devontae.
So yeah, different names,
Are we gonna
different
believe him?
club.
I don't know. I think you were
This guy.
talking about Ashley, Andy
The
Cole
business
and Dwight
on
Young.
you,
I don't
right,
know,
bro.
but anyway, I'm not too sure. But you got Arsenal top on today, so we're gonna roll with that. But Jermaine, I actually want to know from you this World Cup.
Yeah.
Which team do you think are your personal favourites to win it, and why? Because that's something about World Cup, isn't it? There's the sort of, you get that feeling before the tournament about a particular team. But for you, what team stands out for you that says, you know what, they've got something about them. I reckon they can go all the way.
For me, I'm going to be very boring here, and I'm going to say France. The reason for me is the fact that they've got people that have won it already. That experience is key. But also they've got big match players like Olivier Giroud, who can get those key goals, you know. I think he's level now.
He
with
is
As
on
if you
Thierry's
led
record.
with his name first.
Huh?
He's on
I
Out of
spit
the
on my
whole
face.
No,
I
do
spit
you know
on my
what?
face.
Do you know what?
You
Do you know
led
what?
with his name
I
before
feel like he's a big
Kylian,
match player.
before
Quarterfinals
anybody
Yeah, yeah.
tops.
else.
Quarterfinals tops.
You're a
Give-
mad
no,
man
Quarterfinals
still.
top for France.
No,
Look, quarterfinals tops. I'm
You are
telling you.
wild.
Visionary, I'm telling you now.
no, but guys,
I don't
put-
think she's even that wrong, bro.
guys,
I ain't
put
even
some,
gonna
no,
lie, bro.
Jermaine,
What's
put
the
some,
Euros
put
juice,
some
man?
respect on Giroud's name now. I know
Quality.
he's quick to be the butt of the jokes, but
No, he's a good player. Good
51
player. I'm just saying, out of
goals.
the whole squad, that weren't the first name I
It's
was
not by
thinking,
accident.
But
But he's France's highest goal scorer.
along with Henry.
Yeah.
They're joint at the moment,
You
innit?
know.
And to be fair, you're right, because they're missing Pogba, Kante,
Yeah.
Benzema.
They've been affected by
Nkunku.
injuries, yeah.
Yeah, that's what
And
I'm
I
saying.
watched them and I thought they're
Fernandes,
still
yeah.
strong.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's
No-
a good shout.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm going with France, man.
Colleen, the lady that knows it all, apparently.
Watch
Quarterfinals,
this back.
you know.
Watch
I
this
want to
back.
know who you're saying.
Watch this back in
Go
a
on.
couple months.
So-
I've got a conundrum though. It's a head and heart situation.
Okay,
My-
let's go with something that Jermaine has not had for many years.
You see,
Your heart. Let's go with yeah. Because he taught me just don't use heart. So let's go with your head first.
This guy is going for me today.
Because he threw me under the bus. Oh yeah, Jermaine, you need to apologize for Arteta. I'm like, Jermaine, you told me to be like this. Jermaine, you told me to be like this on your podcast.
You man
Why
asked for it.
not?
Tell
Why
him to be
not?
the host today, man.
So let's go with your head first.
Head, I think on paper, and I think it'll be Brazil. I know it seems like a very common shout.
Good shout.
But there's a reason why. I think if Brazil don't win it, I think it will be because of the coach. I think he's quite stubborn at times to shake things up, especially with the options he's got up front.
Yeah.
I think that could be key, and who he plays at fullback. But my heart is Argentina. But that's more because I want no. It's my heart wants it. I want Argentina to win it.
Why
I
do you-
don't think
why-
they. I want Leo to have his World
Oh,
Cup. I want him to have it.
Here we go.
End the GOAT debate. But the Netherlands and Japan are my dark horses.
Japan.
What?
And I said this, and they just beat Germany.
Yeah, no,
I
no,
said this before. Japan and the Netherlands.
You got a
they
lot of
got something.
choices though, you know. I
Yeah,
think the
this how-
question
this
was
how you end up- this how you end up wrong.
like two left.
Pick the whole.
This is how you don't end up wrong. See, because I'll be like, oh, see, I said da 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 da.
You see, this
I
is
said every
Why
team
Japan,
in Group
though? I'm
A, B,
interested in
C,
that.
D.
I think I like how much pace they've got up front, especially on the wing.
Yeah.
And I think they've got some niche quality players that not a lot of people rate. So use the example of Tomiyasu. Prior to coming to Arsenal,
Yeah,
no one
for
would
real.
have rated him, but he's always been a quality player. They've got a
Yeah.
lot of players like that.
They're hard working as well.
And I liked what I saw against Germany.
They're a good
I'm not
team.
saying that they could. I don't know. I think they could shock people. I think they could end up in the quarters or semis.
interesting. So the question was who,
Brazil,
which
Brazil,
team?
Brazil.
But
Brazil.
then this is what
But,
you,
like,
this is
it seems
prime
like-
of a lady who has options, because look, she's like you know what, like
can't give one answer.
No, she's like me. I have options, so I'm giving you 4, and you're gonna take it. So Brazil, Argentina is your heart, and the dark horse is
The Netherlands and Japan.
interesting.
Okay.
Kerr, who are you going for?
To be fair, bro, I was rocking Brazil with Brazil from the get go. To be fair, bro.
Can Neymar do it when it matters?
I've always supported Brazil anyway in World Cups, bro.
Can Neymar do it when it matters?
Like
Brazil has the streets.
I'm shameless like
They
that.
do.
Yeah.
Come on,
That-
bro.
that-
Like,
like
when you're
they
from
do.
a certain generation or whatnot.
Yeah. Brazil are always
Just to
been-
clarify,
taking it,
I
but-
want Brazil to win, but I'm not from the same generation
'Cause, like,
as,
you know, like-
as these guys. Just to clarify that comment. Just to make.
I knew
just
she would
to
bring
make
that one
clear.
in. I knew she would bring
So
that
she's a
in.
lady that's got options, and we're basically old. Okay, come. Yeah, clean everyone.
Wow. Okay.
So Brazil's your team.
Yeah, man. Brazil. But you know what, yeah? I'm not even going to lie to you, yeah? It could be coming home, you know?
Okay.
Oh, I completely forgot about England.
It could, like, look, yeah? And look, the reason I even thingy Brazil, yeah, in the first place, yeah? And I've always supported Brazil is because of how them boys were treated after...
Okay.
The
So
European
basically,
final, yeah? For that reason alone, yeah, is one of the many reasons why a lot of people do that, innit? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But as we can see, this team has a heavy influence of us in it, and I
You
think
reckon that'll
the
be
way
the
we're
dark horses?
playing, like, yeah, because bro, like I haven't seen England play. Like, you know, like the way they were, the little press, counter press. Like, I was seeing like the way they were like the dropping the positions and that. They were even doing the little thing where Shaw was coming into midfield. Maguire was doing the little like coming into left, like with
Inverted
Xhaka covers.
fullback,
Yeah,
yeah.
they were doing the inverted thing. I was like, listen, I'm seeing some patterns of play going on there, and they look good, man. And when you looked at like the 4 substitutions that we made straight off the bat, like Rashford, Foden,
Lots of quality,
you just think, wow.
Yeah, but bro, they were playing
a lot of
around
quality,
though, man.
But the thing is, our problem is, yeah, we've always said, look, even the last tournament, we was playing the back 5 team. This thing, if we play, you know what I mean? If
The
we
4-3-3,
if we've got the players,
Yeah.
like that, if we go at teams,
Yeah.
we can trouble some teams. So I'm looking at some of these teams in the competition. If we go at them,
It's on Southgate.
and
think
that's
tactically, it's on
Yeah.
Southgate.
100%. If he utilizes this team of players correctly, we could go very far in this tournament.
And Jermaine, you made a good point that it was against Iran, and it was. However, I think we've seen so far in this World Cup that the underdogs can sometimes cause problems. Look, Saudi Arabia beat Argentina.
They're in the top 20 in the world as well.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, I was
Like,
shocked
so
by
we
that.
can't
Yeah.
take that for
Their
joke.
coach is a AFCON GOAT.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So I know it's with Iran, and sometimes you think, okay, England should be doing that. But World Cups, there's always a banana skin in the first game, you know. But that is a fair point. I am gonna go with Ghana. I think.
To win.
Here we go.
No, do you know what it is? I had
Because he's half Ghanaian, right?
Listen, I had to do that.
It's a favourite.
I didn't mean it, but Ghanaians, I've said this on this podcast. So, but I'll tell the truth now. I'm gonna go with Brazil. I've always gone with Brazil, even before the World Cup. I watched the R9 documentary. I nearly cried. I'm not gonna
I'm
lie.
telling you.
Make sure you guys watch
The
it. No,
nostalgia, innit?
oh, he's my best.
Bro,
He lied. There's
He's
no
a
one.
legend. He's a legend.
Bro, the
He's a
same,
legend.
the same
But
thing.
everything, I was like, oh my god.
Wait,
so
did
I
you
had
have
don't
the
even
haircut? Did you have the
understand.
haircut?
the haircut.
That's what I mean.
I
That's what
never had
mean.
that. You see, Kerr's
it worked
better.
quite, it worked
Kerr's better looking at me, so you could get away with it. But I had to hold on to the skin fade. I couldn't. It was summertime as well. I couldn't mash up the whole summer like that.
But I'm a bit younger than you still, so you know.
Wow. This age.
Get that in.
You see what you started?
I
Yeah.
started.
You see what you
Get that
started?
Sorry.
I mean, you've been sending shots all day.
But
so
guys,
right?
do you know what? The best thing to do, go into the comment section and you just put who you think is younger in there, and then we'll read those comments. But and then we'll see who's bad. But listen, Brazil. Do you know what it is for Brazil for me? Is it's the midfield. Because usually looking over the years since obviously they last won the World Cup, I know 2006 was a 6 squad. However, I look at Paqueta, Guimarães, Casemiro, I know Fred in there. Like, these guys are warriors. And sometimes I think, you know, you can win or lose games in that midfield. The forward line is sick. We know that already. But it's just in midfield, are you going to be overrun? Because that midfield has got that much quality that they will get the ball to the front three. And again, having Jesus coming off the bench, Martinelli is going to be like the unknown in that World Cup.
Have you seen what he's been doing in training?
Oh
bro?
my
This
days.
is the thing.
You see, apparently he's been the star in Brazilian training. Like,
You've got Rodrigo
he's
there.
doing ridiculous
You
things.
know, you got Vinicius as well, the pace,
my
and then you got
days.
Neymar as well.
Outrageous.
And that's the thing, because those front, you know, the
forgot
front
about
two are
Vinicius.
such hard working and they've got so much pace. You're just leaving extra room for Neymar now, and he's got a lot of people to pick.
Then you've got
Again,
the controllers like Casemiro.
There you
and
go.
them man there just
And then you go to the defense, you know, the fact that you've got the experience there. But you know what? Who the key for me, though, is Alisson.
Oh,
Because I've seen so many one-on-one situations with Liverpool,
second goalkeeper
isn't it?
as well.
Yeah.
Edison, you know.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
it's just
Strength and
Alisson,
depth.
isn't it? You don't
Crazy.
think
Yeah,
you
their
can
team's
you can
strong.
bank on him if
Their
someone
spine is ridiculous. Thiago Silva, like you say, the keeper,
Yeah.
Casemiro, and like them man, Fabinho,
Neymar, yeah.
Fred, whatever, in like as your base in your midfield or whatever. Like, and then like you say, then the license then for them attacking players just.
because
the
everybody's
platform
saying
they
that
go,
is it going to be Messi or Ronaldo's World Cup and stuff. I think Neymar's
Nah.
quietly
That's my guy, bro.
thinking,
He
That's
needs
my
it,
guy.
I think.
I think he's gonna turn up.
I don't think he does. He's not going to turn up, bro.
Who?
When
Bro,
it comes to the
Neymar
final,
always
yeah,
who?
I can see Neymar not turning up.
the
if I'm honest
fight.
with
Oh,
you.
you talk about no.
If Brazil get to the final,
Oh,
I think a player like Neymar, he won't turn up, and I think someone like you're going to say I'm crazy, but someone like Giroud would turn up.
But it's names like that.
But what's your definition of turning up? The fact that Giroud might
be the
not
star
play
of the
all
show.
that well or not
Yeah,
be
but
involved that
finals
much,
are never
but
really like that.
To
I
get
feel.
that
Nick a
winning
winner.
goal,
Yeah.
to get that winning, yeah.
whereas
they're usually
Neymar
quite
could just
boring,
run
to
the
be
whole
honest.
game.
I just kind
And
of
then
feel
say that-
getting that goal, being that guy that they can rely on to get that winning goal. I don't think Neymar's that guy, to be quite honest. I think we've seen
Jermaine,
in
get
the-
it off
in
your
the
chest.
Champions- I'm being honest, man.
What problem do you have with Neymar?
Nah, do you know
'Cause
what?
yeah.
I think he's a
he's
talented
the best player
player.
in the
Did
world,
something
bro.
happen back in the day where
Nah.
you fancied? You saw her
Do
like
you know what?
on
It was his
Instagram.
trim back in the
What's
day, man. I
going
couldn't
on?
get with it, man. Nah,
What is it?
I think he's a talented player, but I just don't think he's that guy to. When you need that goal, as he's shown in the Champions League, I don't think he does it. To be quite honest, if I'm honest with you,
I
Doesn't
don't know
really-
if
I think he's the goal scorer.
Yeah, I
like
think
that,
he can
though.
create
He's
a
the
lot.
But he's been doing it in
creator,
the French
yeah.
league this season. Don't get twisted. I think he's a very talented player. But even in Brazil when he was the striker when they done the Brazil World Cup.
No, but
he's
he
not a
played well.
striker
No,
though,
he,
bro.
he,
Bruv, they
until
lost
he got
7-0, bro.
No, but he got injured. Remember, he got injured.
Oh,
in the
them
game
ones.
before, yeah.
Ah, okay,
And you were
okay.
probably cheering. You just don't like Neymar. I know it. Yeah,
Jude either. Like, the whole,
Jermaine.
from the time they get beat 7-0, there's something wrong with the team, bro. Not just one player who plays in the front. line.
No, facts. But,
Like, come
but when
on,
you're
bro,
looking for
man.
that main guy to
do what?
take
when
it
you're
from the
getting
scruff of the
ran
neck
through
and
from a
get the goal,
machine
I
of
don't
a
think he
team
can
like,
do it,
like
man.
Germany, and your team ain't doing nothing.
I
Come
just-
on, bro. What are you
I'm just
expecting him
being
to do?
honest,
You want to
man.
see him
But you
goal
know
line
what? Can I
clearances?
just quickly say honourable shout out to England and the boys as well that you
Yeah.
mentioned before, like players like Saka, like Bellingham, like Rashford, etc., Sterling, all the black folk in that team, man. I would love them to win it. What happened in the Euros, I want them to do it, and they started off well. So big up all the team, but big up those guys.
Yeah, I think that dark horses. Okay, right, we're gonna move on. And you know what? Put in the comments who you think are gonna win the World Cup as well, man.
You
Who
can
your
put 4.
favourites?
There's nothing wrong with putting 4
Yeah,
options.
you can
If
have
you've got
options,
options like Khalil.
like
Yeah, if
Khalil.
you got options like
But listen,
Khalil.
we're gonna move on.
Put
I
it in
think
the
it's
comments.
time that we have to separate intelligence from idiotness behavior.
Wow.
So we've actually got a very,
We
very
labelled this.
yes, we have. We've got an intellectual quiz, isn't it?
It's a very random World Cup quiz. As you guys have all given your World Cup knowledge here, let's see if you truly know the World
Here
Cup.
we go.
Of course, yes.
Here we go.
It's of course going to be the most in-depth questions you've ever heard.
Are you sure?
Terrible.
Can I just say
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Can I just say at
Absolutely
Christmas time, I always lose the family games.
Do you?
I know
Do
I
you?
got a
He's
chance.
got
I'm
the
not
white
gonna
flag
lie.
up. He's already given
What
up.
do you?
Always. No one wants me on their
Trivial
team.
Pursuit,
No one wants me on their team all the time.
man.
I'm
It's
not
good
gonna
to
lie.
know.
So lucky it's
Listen,
not
these
team
questions, they're not, some of them are just things that you might just happen to have known, or if you're born at a certain time. So you might have a little
wow. What's
games.
this?
That's how the
Age
Bears
thing?
gonna win, man.
Nah.
I should be
It's
good.
not-
I
it's
should
not
be
all
good.
about the stats. It's not all about the stats. So
Okay,
Right.
I think I've got 5 or 6 questions for you all.
that's cool.
Right?
That's cool.
First person to shout their answer, go for
Fine.
it. If it's wrong, you're frozen out. So if you shout out an answer that's wrong and you're first and you're wrong, you can't talk.
Go on.
Well, that's not gonna happen.
Until Kurt and Jermaine have said their answer.
We'll be waiting
And
there
then
all
tell.
day just to let you know.
Yeah. So maybe Jermaine should go first. Just get his all out, and I can just say you're right.
yeah. Get your main out there. Then we'll go.
Right.
All right,
Are we ready for the first question?
Yeah, we are.
Alright,
We
go
are.
on.
Right.
Can we have a buzzer?
You can make a noise.
This is budget, yeah. So
Right. Okay. For one World Cup only, which nation had an orange as its mascot?
yeah, you went mad.
Has had an orange.
Had an orange as its mascot.
Oh, I know who it is. Spain.
He's right.
I was gonna say that rings a bell.
Spain 82.
How did you know that,
82.
bro?
Yes, I was going to
Yeah,
say
Spain
those
82.
three.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I wasn't
Italy,
even
yeah.
born.
Italy.
that's
I
why
weren't
they
even
great,
born.
So
whatever.
Naber
Bonus question.
was 20 at the
I
time.
think I was 14 at the time. But Spain 82, yeah, they had the orange, as you know.
Well done.
okay,
well
okay.
done.
Colleen, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm hearing it.
This one is an easy one, so I
Yeah.
think you guys should all know this.
All
Why
right.
did you look at me when you
Yeah, this is your chance to shine.
Right.
Right.
Which nation was
Yeah.
the first Asian country to reach a World Cup semi-final?
The first Asian country to
Reach a World Cup semi-final. It's quite infamous, the match and how they reached there. TikTok.
Asian country to. Hold on.
It's a very...
Go on.
It's a
Go
very
on.
you gonna say?
Go on.
I was going to say it's a very famous match that got them to the semi-final.
Semi-final.
Put my name out.
It's this lack of football knowledge. Don't listen to their predictions for the World Cup, yeah? They don't know anything.
Hold on
Here
a
we go.
second.
I would say
So,
not
and they
Japan.
I'm going to have to rush this for time.
I'm gonna say
come on.
Japan.
You're incorrect.
South Korea.
Correct.
I was going to say that.
I thought it was
South
South
Korea.
Korea.
I
but
was.
I was
Korea.
just. I was
When
just.
they beat
I was just
Germany.
being. Yeah, I thought that.
Yo.
I was just.
Well done. Well
being
done.
a bit.
Don't know. Can't remember. But it was with coloured tellies.
Yeah, it weren't that
But
long.
it was
Okay.
when- it wasn't
weren't
that.
long.
I
They
need
beat
Google
Germany.
right
I'm
now.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
So
I hope you know, as the quiz master.
listen.
I think it was Germany.
You just don't like me.
And then it was Italy.
If I'm not pushing you guys to use your critical thinking,
Well done, Kerr, actually.
what host would I be? So
Yeah, well done.
the oldest and the most World Cup experience has got nil points on the board.
Who? I've got one.
He's got one.
Did
still.
you? So
Yeah,
is
it's
it you's
Spain.
got one? Is it you's got
got the
one?
first
Oh,
one. I got
sorry,
the
I
second
gave
one.
it to
Khalid was-
Jermaine.
Why you
Gave it to
highlighting?
Jamaica.
Sorry. Woo.
Colleen was all gassed before. How did you know it was the orange? And then now you're saying I didn't get it.
Wow.
Wow.
Right, okay.
All right, yeah.
Okay, what year was the first World Cup broadcast on television?
Broadcast on television.
Broadcast on television.
19.
Well done. That's
Yeah.
that part is correct.
Ni- 19. I want to say 1958, but 1962.
You're incorrect.
19. Oh, can I
No,
say
you
if I'm
can't. You're
incorrect?
done.
Oh,
You're
I
done.
know
You're
what
out.
one it is.
Until-
Take a
unless
seat.
they both get it wrong, I'll give you another
Yeah,
shot.
yeah. Come on,
Can you,
guys.
can you add a
70?
little clue in there?
No,
Is
you
that
said
it?
something.
70.
No.
Okay.
No.
Go.
We're gonna go with. Can you add a little clue in?
No. I'm ready to go now because I'm
Alright.
ready to go.
No.
No.
he's
no.
not.
1962.
Okay, no, I'm ready.
You already
I'm
said
ready.
that.
1966.
No, guys. So if we're using British knowledge as like a baseline to try and figure this out, if the Queen's coronation was broadcast on television prior to 1960, it's much earlier.
Did I not say when Brazil
You-
did they
What?
beat Sweden?
Yeah,
I think I did say 1950.
You said
54.
58. That's what you said.
Yeah.
But it is 1954.
Jeez.
You do not get that right though.
Oh,
What do you mean?
Because
that was
There
close
was
though.
too
everyone's
many.
giving up. Everyone giving up.
Oh,
Guesses.
you're killing me here,
No,
man.
sorry.
So it's
Fair
just
enough.
myself and Kurt and
You're not gonna-
and
you're
it's
gonna
still on
give me the
zero.
point.
Yeah. You know when you're so bad, but you're still like hanging
You know, I
on.
was gonna go for
Yeah, you don't know
at the
what?
beginning as
Girl,
well.
I'll
Yeah,
take
yeah,
that
yeah.
one.
I'm gonna hold that.
All right.
Right. So these next two questions kind of go hand in hand a little bit.
All right.
So just bear that in mind.
Alright.
So this is easy. In what year was the inaugural World Cup? And a bonus point if you can tell me who won it and the finalists.
Because Kurt doesn't know what inaugural mean. What does that mean? I'm asking for you, bro.
The
Like-
first World Cup. When was the first World Cup?
Yeah.
Bonus points if you can tell me who was in the final.
I
and
can
who
tell
won
you
it.
that. I can. Well,
But you have to answer the first question first. So
Okay.
they're bonus points if
So
you
what?
can
Say,
get that right.
okay.
Who? No. What year was the first World Cup?
19. No, I want someone to answer that one. I know who won it though.
But say that afterwards. It's a little bonus point. I'll
I-
give
oh,
that.
so I have to get the year.
I think the winners were
You
Hungary.
have to get the year.
19. Okay, no, he's out. He's out.
That you're out of the bonus point question.
Yeah, so he's
but
out of the bonus point.
The question I'm asking you, it's not hard. See how these guys are like twisting things around. What year was the first World Cup? The official World Cup.
1938.
You are incorrect, and you're also out of the bonus point.
Thank you.
All right, when was it, then? Hold on a second.
Bear in mind, you got 1 minute to go for the show.
1946.
You are incorrect.
Madness.
Roll the dice, bro.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
out.
19.
Roll the dice,
This is
man.
really bad.
20.
Just end the pain.
Okay. Okay. So what is it? And I'll get the bonus though. What is it?
It was 1930.
Okay.
that's
and,
close.
and the winner was Uruguay.
And in what nation was it hosted in?
It was hosted in.
You don't get that point, though.
It's a little bonus point.
What do you mean?
Oh,
I said
hold
it
on.
was bonus.
Hold on.
wait,
I believe it was
No, yeah,
hosted-
true. Yeah, he won't get it.
I
but
think
it's
it was
okay.
hosted in France.
It was hosted by Uruguay and won by Uruguay.
Oh.
They played Argentina.
You're showing your age, bro.
Yeah.
They played Argentina.
Yeah.
How was I going to ever
That
know
can't be the last question, though.
This is the last question.
Oh,
Alright,
man.
cool.
Right.
Am I in the lead, though? Just.
No.
No, the bonus
no.
point. I got
I
Uruguay.
got
one.
one.
You didn't get one.
You
You
got
got
zero, bro.
Jermaine
You got
Lowy.
one. Zero.
We had one,
got
then I got the
You're on
bonus.
zero. No,
I
you
got
didn't
Uruguay.
Get it. You didn't get it.
Uruguay.
Colleen, talk to them.
I will tell you the scores afterwards.
I've got
Okay.
the bonus.
Because we was told, hang on.
Nobody
But if you
got
got it wrong, then you was out of the bonus
No,
one,
no,
right?
but nobody got the date.
Yeah, so
And
No,
then
you
she
got the
said,
date.
then she said, okay, what's the bonus?
But then she
Which
ruled
country?
JR
I did-
out
I
after
did,
he
yeah.
gave that date.
No, it's because you said
Because he
something.
said he said the
Hungary.
country. Yeah, he said Hungary, and because it was that bad of an answer,
I said it's-
he
it's a
had to
big
get
no.
banished from the future.
Right. So
Right,
the
final
final
one.
question.
Go on.
So I
you
don't
need
think
to win
any of
this
you are
one.
going to get this
I will
because
get it.
you guys, you might get it because it's to do with that final, the first World
that's
Cup
not
final.
fair.
This is
But
mad.
but you
Okay.
when you hear it, you might know why.
All right.
So one of the scorers in that final.
Yes.
Well, this is not even the question I was gonna read out, but I remember the question. It's the wrong one here.
This is bad.
No.
Okay, let's.
She's freestyling now.
Yeah, I know.
There was a player
Yeah.
in Uruguay's team who scored in the World Cup final in 1930.
Okay.
Okay. Castro. There is something about Castro that makes him very famous.
He's
across the
related.
world.
Oh. He's related to
It makes him
And
very-
what is that thing that makes him well known?
this actual player.
Yes. Hector
Is there
Castro
any- is there any
scored
type of clue?
in the World Cup final, the first World Cup final for Uruguay. Hector Castro.
Yeah.
There is something about him that is very famous. What is that thing?
No, Colleen, you need to give a bit more.
Okay, it has something to do with his body parts.
He had one
Colleen, I
foot.
don't know where this
He
is
had
going.
one leg shorter than the other.
You're wrong, but you're on the right track.
He had 1 foot smaller than the other.
No. Right track, but that you're not.
Had one arm.
Yes.
He actually
Ish,
had
I'll give you
one arm.
that. He had his forearm was amputated, so he actually played the World Cup with just his shoulder bit here.
Wow.
If you research pictures, you'll see one arm, but his left hand, obviously.
I need to
and
Google
then
these facts.
just there, a little stub, and he scored in the World Cup final.
Wow. No, that's big.
Wow, it's amazing.
I'm not gonna lie. I think we need one more question. Though,
I do
Colleen.
have one more.
Because I kind of get half a point.
So
for that.
this-
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
now-
No, we're neck and neck now. Like we're like, yeah.
All right.
Can't just take control,
So
bro.
I'm coming to 2022
All right, let's go.
to
Tiebreaker.
today actually.
Okay.
So earlier on today, Spain beat Costa Rica 7-0. When Spain scored and made it 1-0, how many goals at that point have Spain now scored in World Cups since they've been in the competition?
That is
100.
a wild question.
That's correct.
What?
He heard that on commentary.
days.
He heard that on
So
commentary.
who's
watching
okay?
it.
So that's the end of the.
It was so quick. I knew he had
quick,
that.
yeah. I see you.
I didn't get to
However,
watch it, bastard.
Unfortunately, Jermaine had to lose this
Here we
quiz.
go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Kerr second.
Runner up this time.
Joint second actually is Naber because do you know what? I feel like I get a point for each one having to listen to the stupid
Okay,
answers.
that's fine.
We had Hungary out here, I don't know, 1970. Do you not think they
That
had
was
TV
mad.
prior
Yeah.
to
Who, me?
1970? Yes.
I thought you
thought-
said a live broadcast. I was like, hang on, I don't know.
Yeah, it was a live
on what?
broadcast.
Let's just
Bruh.
get down to the nitty. So what we want to say, this quiz was about intelligence, understanding the beautiful game, and I won it.
wasn't.
That's all I
It
care
wasn't. It
about.
was random
'Cause I was gonna
general
disgrace
knowledge.
myself. I know.
And a lot of it was about old shit.
Jermaine is vexed, you know.
I know what
Jermaine is fuming right now.
I told you. That's
Hey,
why my family
listen.
don't pick me at Christmas time.
Oh
I
man.
literally I picked something from 2022 and when the World Cup first started.
Yes,
If you were
thank you.
truly
It's hard
football
questions.
brains,
Yeah.
truly football brains.
All right. I don't like the look you're giving me.
Some of us, the ones that get it.
I mean, if
Yeah.
it was about
Yeah,
Arsenal,
yeah,
I'd had half a chance. But
Colleen,
Yeah.
kick them when they're down. Yes, I want to kick them. No, but do you know
that's
what?
it for
Very
the quiz.
difficult. They weren't that easy, you
That
know.
wasn't
I
It was
tipped
tough,
you,
man. Yeah,
but
tough.
to be fair, you
It was good
did
though.
you did pretty well. I
We
did
did
think
all
you
right.
guys
To give-
would get
give some
when the
questions
World
for the
Cup would have
simpletons.
started. It's like you know.
I know it was there. You know, it was there, but.
I know you were just a little lad as well when it first started.
I know, it's there. But listen, well, I think that is it at the first episode, man. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to Big Ego Media. And that was it for the first episode. I think it was quite fiery as well. It is usually like this. We are always, getting at each other. But this was the AFC Agenda, and we'll be back.